Second study guide for the data. So we have a pie chart to start with. Least favorite choice. There's actually two because we're just looking for the smallest piece of pie. We got Jell-O and cookies. More people chose pie then, so I'm just looking for something that's smaller than pie. Could have said cake or Jell-O or cookies. Any of those would work. Did more people choose cookies or cake? The cake piece is bigger, so I'm definitely going with cake. If 10 people chose cake, how many chose each of the other things? So cake is going to be 10. So the first thing I see is it looks like Jell-O and cookies together makes a cake, which would make both of those 5s. So Jell-O is 5 and cookies is 5. Then I look, pie is a little bit bigger than cake. In fact, if I take a Jell-O and a cake together, that would make a pie. So 10 plus 5 is 15 for pie. And then if I look at this, it's split right down the middle. So ice cream is the same as everything else put together. So I got 10, 25, 30, 35. I got a list of numbers. I'm looking for a mode, median, and mean. Okay, so I'm going to put them in order from smallest to largest first. I got a 6, 13, 14, 15, 21, and 21. So 21 is the mode because it shows up the most. Mean would be right in the middle. So I'm in the middle of 14 and 15. Well, that would be 14 and a half, 14.5. I could have added them together and divided by 2. Mean means I'm going to add them all up and divide by the number of numbers. So I got 21, 27, 41, 54, 75, 85, 90. Divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. And if I do that, I'm going to end up with 15 for my mean. Scroll up just a little bit. This time we got 5 numbers. I got a 4, a 6, a 7, and a 14. 4 shows up twice, so that's the mode. Median's the one in the middle, which would be a 6. Add them all together, 18, 24, 28, 35, divided by 5. That equals 7, so my mean would be 7. The median of 3 numbers is 4, and their mean is 5. What are the numbers? Well, if the median is 4, that's got to be the one in the middle. And if the mean is 5, that's like if they were all 5. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. So I need the sum to add up to 15. So for 4 to be in the middle, this one has to be smaller. So let's just make it a 3. Although I could have used a 1, a 2, a 0, or a 4. 3 plus 4 is at 7. So on to 7 to get to 15, I need an 8. 3, 4, 8 would work. 2, 4, 9 would work. 1, 4, 10 would work, and 0, 4, 11 would work. Scroll back up. We got money raised for pennies for patients. How much total money was collected on Tuesday? So I go find Tuesday and find each of the numbers. This looks like a 4, and that looks like about a 7, and 10, 11. 4 plus 7 plus 11 gets me to 22. How much did second grade collect in all? Second grade is the maroon, so I just need to find each of the maroons. We said that looked like 7. That's got to be a 9. 10, 11, 12. I think 12 instead of 13. And it looks like 11 there. And then I just add them up. 16, 28, 39. What's the difference between the most and least collected by first grade? So first grade's blue. Find their most, which would be right there. Looks like 13. Their least, looks like it was right there, was a 4. So the difference is the answer I get when I subtract. 13 minus 4 gets me to a 9. Which grade collected the most? Okay, I can look at the graph and don't really have to add this one because I notice the white's the most right there. White's the most there, and there. So it's got to be the third graders. $6 collected by some grade on what day? So I want to find 6, so that would be just above the 5. Looks like right here. On Friday by the maroon one, which would be second grade. Second grade on Friday. On which day did first grade collect most of their money? So first grade's blue. I'm looking for the highest blue. It's definitely right here on Friday. Scrolling up, we got a line graph. Speeding tickets given in April on Bumpy Road and Dirty Street. How many tickets given on Bumpy Road? Okay, Bumpy Road's the blue one with the blue dots. That looks like about 38, probably 34. Right there, they're on the same one, maybe 33. And he's right on the line for 30. So then I would just add those up. 72, 105, 135. On which day were more tickets given on Dirty Street than Bumpy Road? So when is the gray above the blue? Pfft, right there on Thursday. The number of tickets given on Bumpy Road went up or down from Monday to Tuesday. Monday to Tuesday, Bumpy Road's blue, so we're going from here to there. It is definitely going down. Oh, and it wants to know by how many. So we already said from 38 to 34, so it's going down by 4. Number of tickets on Dirty Street from Tuesday to Wednesday. Okay, so Tuesday looks about like 28, and Wednesday looks like 33. So we went up from 28 to 33, which would be 5. See if we can get this guy out of our way a little bit. Look at the bananas. Alright, so bananas eaten daily. Each banana is worth 4, so this is really 4, 12, 16, and that one looks like it's cut in the middle, so that would be 18. 4, 12, 4, 8, 12, and that's only a fourth of one, so it would be 1, that would be 13. 4, 8, and that looks like 3/4 of 1 for 11, and this is just 4, 8, 12. How many more eaten by Miss Terry than Tiny Tim? 12 minus 11 equals 1. How many bananas in all? 18, 31, 42, 54. Just adding them. Fewest number of bananas is 11, and that's eaten by Tiny Tim. How many more does Coco eat than Screech? Coco is at 18. That can't be right. Let me back up a second here, because this 18 couldn't be right. 4, 8, 12 plus 2. This is going to be 14. Oh my goodness. Got to go back and change these then. So 14, 27, 38, 50. Fewest number is still 11. That's by Tiny Tim. Coco eats 14, Screech eats 13, so that would be 1 less. How many bananas would Tiny Tim eat in a week? So this is bananas eaten daily, so I'm going to have to take it times 7 days in a week. Get me to 77. And last but not least, we have the line plot. How many people bought 4 books? Notice down here, here's my 4 books. I got 2 X's. That would be 2 people. The fewest books bought was, okay, it's not this, because it's how many books did somebody buy. 1 book was the fewest and he bought. 1 person, which would mean 1X, 1 person bought 5 books. The most books bought was, well, what's the most anybody bought? 7. I know if 4 people bought 3, but 7 books is more than 3 books. How many people bought books? I just count the X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And the total number of books bought, all right, we get a little tougher here. We got 3 ones, so that would be 3. 2 2s would be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 3s would be 12. 2 4s would be 8. 1 5 is a 5. And 3 7s is a 21. And then I need to add them all up. 26, 34, 46, 50, 53 books.